summer, we're not being totally serious here. We'd like to get the move. That's all we came in here for. We're getting better. But if you're going to pay attention, if you pay attention to anything today, it's the process and structure of how you're going to go about doing this. It's not just, you don't go out there, you don't warm up for a match and get all the butterflies in your chest and sit there and just be like, yeah, I think I'm going to go out there and hit a cradle. And you just like, all right, I'm going to go for it. You have to sit there and mentally prepare for an hour and a half of which way he's going to bend, which way he's going to butt up. And in this practice room situation, there isn't going to always be the same reaction. So it's a mentality when you're coming here just to claw and put it there and move it in. But I mean, I can say for myself, for doing it hundreds of times, I know when I come here, he's going to come forward, I'm going to get here. So right there, we can check that one off the list. That's predictable. Here, he's going to butt up, he's going to curl up, he's going to do a couple of things here. Now, say we'll start off again, butt up. He comes here. We're going to remember this step. Coming underneath, just like we're riding legs. Like how I would have a boot in, I'm trying to bring him over. Same thing. So here, I'm turning him. Now, he'll tell you this is tight. This is not fun to have your body rip sideways right here. If I really want to, against a guy that's fighting this in a match situation, I'm going to rip his arm off and take it home. I'm not afraid to do that. If this guy's arm breaks, this is fully legal. You can go buy him ice cream after the match if you feel bad. But here, his head is as close to his knee as you could possibly want. So from there, this left knee, all this is doing, this is the anchor. It's the cement anchor, I call it one of the two things. It's locking us together. Right here is where I get my good position. I don't get my good position as I bring him over, as a couple of you guys were doing. But as I get this spot right here, this is the foundation to the whole thing. Then it's just, you can go slow. Bring it straight over his shoulder, keeping on my hip, making sure I'm not going too far to my own back. This is all the part that takes the time to make sure you get it right. And then you come in here, to his hip, walk and run. See now, like without that structure, you guys can put into your head a couple of ways of how you can do the move. You can do it loosely, all stuff like that. But with the mentality, and you're thinking of it like, hey, I'm going to bring home 6 for my team, then there's no way that they should ever get out of this once they get to this point. So we got to go and run through it. One part here where I see people having a little bit of issues, like we were going over, is people are either skipping this step entirely, going here, and just trying to just pull the head down, and come here, and then their buddies let them go, and then I see this. See, all I know is wrestling is a sport of pride. And bottom man has as much pride as you do. Hopefully a little bit more if they want to get off the bottom. However, you come here, and you start ripping their head up this way, and you start gouging at them right here, there goes their pride. That's the move. It's a spirit breaker. That's why it's called a home run move. So you're here, come underneath, and this is where you can take your time. Make sure you get it right, going over. But make sure you're putting in that step here. So like, even say, we'll say he fights in a match a little bit more here, come here, I'll even come underneath and pull him in, get him close enough to the point where I can get to that lock. That lock is the most important part, getting that knee on top of the head. Once that knee is there, that's when you're in position to hit this. You can even go one hand even. It's all about just making sure you're causing punishment and not putting yourself in any bad positions, basically. So from here, bending them over, knee going on top of the head, keeping them right where you're supposed to be, making your foundation. Going over his shoulder, over my knee, picking a spot, hanging out, waiting for the ref to give you your backs. And you're walking straight to your head. See, as much as I iterate that it's effort, this move once you get it and you're only exposing that one arm, pulling over like that, it becomes so effortless that once you get the technique there, you're gonna be putting people on their back and they're gonna be freaking going nuts and stuff like this, and you're gonna have all the energy for the rest of the periods. Say they even get out of it, you got energy left in the tank because all you're doing is sitting there and hanging out. Okay, the ref's going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then you time it right over and you're off the mat. So that, like, I reiterate that the mentality, because as much as it does have steps in the move, the only way they're going to work is if you're ripping into them, you know? Yeah, partner's got to give a little bit more reaction, and then I feel like you guys would be hitting it right. So give it one more look, and then we'll bring it back in. All right, 1, 2, 3.